there's so much wrong that it's almost hard to find something right. He starts out, he says, I knew you were a hard man. There's nothing in the parable that suggests that this is a hard man. As we said last week, he trusts these servants with an almost unimaginable amount of wealth, right? He just leaves hundreds of years worth of wealth. It's not even like he's going off to war and he may never be coming back. He's just going on a journey.
Right.
He's traveling for a little while. And he's like, I'm going to leave 100 years worth of labor with this guy, and 40 years worth of labor with this guy, and 20 years worth of labor with this guy. What world is that a hard man who just trusts his servants with that amount of unimaginable wealth? But then he says, I knew that you reaped where you did not sow and gathered where you scattered no seed. First of all, what kind of person accumulates this kind of wealth without reaping, apart from the principle of reaping and sowing and gathering and scattering? He obviously is a very successful businessman. The fact that this servant is couching this in agricultural terms, it's reasonable to think that this is a very successful landowner who has made good use of his land and has turned a profit. He's reaping where he sows and he's gathering where he's scattered, or he wouldn't have this kind of money to throw around to leave with his
Right.
servants in the first place. But the servant doesn't recognize that the fact that he was given one talent is in fact the master reaping or sowing and scattering the seed of these talents. So he's saying, well, you reap where you have not sown. But the fact is, like, he was sown a full talent worth of resources. And the master expected to reap what he had sown when he gets back. This servant, he's worthless and he's lazy, but he's also just kind of dumb in that he just doesn't
Right.
recognize the reality of what's going on. He has an incorrect understanding of who the master is. He thinks he's a hard man when actually he's an incredibly trusting and generous master, right?